There is a film that showed the world Angela Bassett was not just an actress, she was a force of nature. What's Love Got to Do with It arrived in 1993 and turned Hollywood upside down. Today, you'll discover 15 revelations that will completely change the way you see this film. From auditions that almost destroyed the project to secrets hidden for decades. And at the end, there's a bonus about someone who was banned from the set and showed up anyway, giving advice nobody expected. Buckle up, because the list starts now. Number 1. Whitney Houston turned down the role, 1993. Hollywood was hungry. Every major actress wanted to be Tina Turner, Halle Berry, Janet Jackson, Robin Givens, Pam Grier, Vanessa Williams, A-list names fighting for the same spot. But the studio had a favorite, Whitney Houston. She was coming off The Bodyguard, the biggest film of her career. The soundtrack broke records. Whitney was untouchable. Disney made the offer. She said yes. Then reality came knocking. Whitney found out she was pregnant. Bobbi Kristina was on the way. She had to step back. That single decision changed Hollywood history forever. The role went to Angela Bassett, a rising star. Not yet a household name everywhere, but that was about to change. 2 years later, Whitney and Angela would reunite in Waiting to Exhale. By then, both were icons. But the role of Tina Turner, that belonged to Angela forever. Number 2. Fishburn turned down the role 5 times. Disney wanted Laurence Fishburn with everything they had. He was the guy, the only one. They sent the script. He read it, said no. They came back. He said no again. This happened 5 times, 5 rejections. Same answer. The problem was the script. Fishburn read it and saw a cartoon, a one-dimensional villain. Ike Turner was pure evil. No depth, no explanation, no humanity. Fishburn had no interest. He said it plainly. There was no reason given for Ike's behavior. No explanation for why Tina stayed with him for 16 years. What made her stay? The script didn't answer, so Fishburn walked away. Then something changed. Angela Bassett was cast as Tina. Fishburn found out. A few days later, he picked up the phone, called Angela directly, asked a simple question. Hey, want to marry me? She understood exactly what that meant. He was in. The two had history, chemistry. They'd worked together before. Boys in the Hood in 1991. Now they were about to make history again. If you're enjoying this, drop a quick like. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. That support really motivates my work and goes a long way toward bringing more content. Number 3. Bassett had 30 days to become Tina Turner. 30 days. That was all she had. Bassett was cast in November 1992. Filming began in December. 1 month to transform into one of the most iconic artists in history, Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll. Bassett needed to learn her voice, her walk, her energy, her pain, and those legendary dance steps. The pace was brutal. Up at 5 a.m., 2.5 hours at the gym, weight training, cardio, sculpting her body into Tina's shape, then straight to the dance studio. Choreographer Michael Peters was waiting. The same Michael Peters who worked with Michael Jackson on Thriller. A genius and a beast. Bassett trained with him for 10 hours a day. Intense cardio, no breaks, learning routines that would destroy most professional dancers. The diet was lean: broccoli, green beans, potatoes, plain grilled chicken, black coffee, and water. That's it, no cheating. Bassett said simply, every part of my body hurt, and there was no time to eat anything. The fear was real, the pain was constant, but failure was not an option. Number 4. Tina Turner saved Bassett's feet. Michael Peters pushed too hard. The man wanted perfection, and he wanted Bassett to rehearse in 4-inch heels every single day. 10 hours of heel cardio. It was madness. Then Tina Turner stepped in. She literally saved Angela's feet. Tina fought for her to train barefoot, told Peters to back off, let the woman learn the steps first. Bassett was enormously grateful, called Michael Peters a beast, and thanked Tina repeatedly. For 30 days, it was just the two of them. Tina and Angela in front of a mirror, learning the choreography side by side. Tina brought her photo albums, old pictures with the Ike and Tina review, memories from another life. Bassett studied everything, asked questions. One photo stopped her. She pointed to it and asked why Tina's jaw looked strange in the image. Tina answered calmly, "Oh, my jaw was fractured when that happened." No tears, no drama, lightly, as if talking about the weather. The past was behind her, in the rearview mirror, gone. That strength would define Bassett's entire performance. Number 5. Bassett fractured her hand during a violent scene. It was physically and emotionally intense every single day. She had to go deep. The violence in this film was real, so real it hurt. During one of the first physical violent sequences, Bassett had to fall backward over a tall sofa. No stunt double, no safety mat. Just Angela. She rolled over the back of the sofa, extended her hands to break the fall, and heard something snap, a stress fracture in her right hand. She did that scene exactly once, one take. That is the footage in the film, but that wasn't all. When filming ended, Bassett had lost her voice, torn her rotator cuff, and pushed her body beyond every limit. She told the Washington Post years later, "You don't feel any of it until the adrenaline wears off. Then the pain arrives." This film nearly destroyed her physically, emotionally, and spiritually, but it also made her a star. Number 6. Mario Van Peebles wanted to direct and star in the film. This film almost turned out completely differently. The original director wasn't Brian Gibson. It was Taylor Hackford, the man behind An Officer and a Gentleman. He was attached to the project early on. Then he left. Mario Van Peebles came in next, at the height of his success after New Jack City. But Van Peebles didn't just want to direct, he wanted to star, to play Ike Turner himself, director and lead. 2 jobs for one man. The studio considered it. Then Van Peebles received another offer, a passion project, a Western called Posse. He'd been developing it for years. When the opportunity came, he couldn't say no. Van Peebles dropped the Tina Turner biopic and chose the Western. Disney panicked. They needed a director fast. They found Brian Gibson, a British filmmaker. Gibson was days away from starting another project at Paramount, but Disney made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Guaranteed money regardless of what happened. Paramount couldn't match it. Gibson cut ties, took the Tina Turner film, and never looked back. Sometimes the best decisions are born from chaos. Number 7. Fishburne worked with the screenwriters to save the character. Remember why Fishburne rejected the role 5 times? The script. He felt Ike was written as a character without layers. Pure evil, no origin, no logic. When Fishburne finally signed on, he didn't arrive just to learn his lines. He pushed for changes, worked with the screenwriters to add depth, give Ike Turner a history, a reason for the madness. He fought for one specific scene, the moment Ike recalls his childhood, when he watched his father murdered in front of him over a woman, when Ike was only 6 years old. That trauma explained everything, the violence, the control, the cycle that never ended. Angela Bassett praised Fishburne publicly, said he saved the character, rescued it, elevated it. She described the original script bluntly. Reading it was painful. Ike was the devil, and Tina was a silent saint. Boring. Stupid. Fishburne refused to play a stereotype. He wanted truth, complexity, a human being capable of both charm and destruction. That's what he delivered, and that's why he received an Oscar nomination. Number 8. The slap at the dinner was real, the cake scene. You know the one. Ike humiliates Tina in public, shoves her face into the cake. Her friend Jackie intervenes, defends her. Ike slaps her, sending her to the floor. The friend was played by Vanessa Bell Calloway. The slap was supposed to be fake, fully choreographed. Fishburne would throw a wide swing. Calloway would turn her head, sell the impact. Sound effect added later. They rehearsed it perfectly, knew exactly what to do. Then the cameras rolled. Something went wrong. The timing broke down. No eye contact. Fishburne connected with full force. Calloway described it decades later. "He slapped me for real. My face was throbbing, pulsing, but she didn't stop, didn't break character. One part of her brain registered the pain. The other said, keep going, this is going to be good." She slapped him back, rolled to the floor, got up. Director Brian Gibson was stunned. That was the take he used. When he called cut, the whole crew rushed over. Ice everywhere. But the scene? Perfect. Sometimes the best moments aren't planned. They're survived. Before we continue, subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Leave a comment telling me which film or series you want me to cover with strange behind-the-scenes facts. I read all of them. Number 9, Samuel L. Jackson played Ike Turner at auditions. Before Fishburne signed on, someone had to play Ike Turner during auditions with the actresses competing for the role of Tina. That someone was Samuel L. Jackson. He wasn't auditioning, he was helping, reading Ike's lines, giving the actresses something real to work with. The audition process was exhausting. Days of callbacks, dozens of talented women fighting for one slot. In the end, 2 finalists remained, Angela Bassett, and Cheryl Lee Ralph, both extraordinary. Ralph would later win an Emmy for Abbott Elementary, but in 1992, the role went to Bassett. And here's a wild detail. During the audition, Bassett did the sofa fall scene, the same one that would break her hand during the actual production. She was injuring herself before she even got the part. Eddie Murphy and his brother Charlie Murphy were also considered for the role of Ike. Neither got it. The role belonged to Fishburne. Number 10. Tina Turner never watched the full film. This might surprise you. Tina Turner supported the project, worked closely with Angela Bassett, donated costumes, taught the dance moves, showed up to rehearsals, but she never watched the finished film, not all the way through. In 2018, she admitted the truth to Oprah. She tried to watch it, made it to a certain point, and had to stop. The details were wrong. Too many changes. Before production began, Tina tried to intervene, asked Disney to rewrite the script. They refused. Disney wanted a specific story, a woman as victim, manipulated by a con man. Tina was furious. She said directly, "How can they think that's what I was? I was in control the whole time." She was not a helpless victim. She made choices, survived on her own terms. Disney didn't understand that. Despite her issues with the film, Tina never blamed Angela Bassett. She always praised the performance, said it was perfect, said Angela found the inner Tina and showed that woman to the world. Number 11. Jennifer Lewis played Tina's mother, being nearly the same age. Jennifer Lewis was cast as Zelma Bullock, Tina's mother. She thought about it and said yes. Here's the twist. Jennifer Lewis was only 1 year older than Angela Bassett, one single year, playing her mother on screen in major scenes. Hollywood magic made it work. The makeup, the wardrobe, the body language. Lewis transformed completely, became the woman who abandoned young Anna May, the woman Tina spent her life trying to understand. And there's a detail that makes it all even stranger. In real life, Tina Turner's actual mother was frequently mistaken for her sister. People couldn't tell the two apart, so maybe the casting wasn't so absurd after all. Number 12. Ike Turner unknowingly signed away his rights. Ike Turner hated this film, called it lies, called Tina's book lies, said Hollywood destroyed his reputation for profit. And honestly, on that last part, he wasn't entirely wrong. Before 1993, Ike Turner was a complicated figure, a musical genius with serious demons. After 1993, he became just the villain, the monster who beat Tina Turner. The film destroyed him. Ike wanted revenge, wanted to sue Disney, take everything from them. He couldn't. Why? The paperwork. Before production began, Disney sent Ike a check for $45,000. In exchange, he signed a release form. He didn't read the fine print. He had no lawyer reviewing it. He just signed. That document gave Disney full permission to portray him however they wished. No legal recourse, no appeal, nothing. Ike called it a measly $45,000 for the rest of his life. When he died in 2007, Phil Spector gave a eulogy at the funeral, called the film garbage, said it unjustly vilified Ike. Of course, Spector himself was later convicted of murder, so take that as you will. Number 13. The Proud Mary sequence took 18 hours to film one song. 18 hours. One single day of filming. Director Brian Gibson filmed the Proud Mary performance from beginning to end. Live, full takes, multiple angles, over and over. Bassett danced until her legs gave out and kept dancing. Between takes, she soaked her feet in ice water trying to recover. Then the cameras rolled again. Back to work. She delivered the spoken monologue herself. That famous intro, "We never ever do nothing nice and easy." That wasn't Tina's voice. That was Angela's. The sequence shows Tina's evolution across decades. Late 60s costumes, 70s glamour, different wigs, different stages, same unstoppable energy. Bassett said, "Every day was monumental. There was no light day on this production. Either you were dancing Proud Mary or crying through emotional devastation. Pick one. Both destroy you." Quick reminder to subscribe if you're enjoying these revelations, and tell me in the comments, do you know any strange fact about this film that I didn't mention? Let's build the list together. Number 14. Fishburn sang all of Ike's parts himself. Here's what most people don't know. Angela Bassett lip syncs in every musical number in the film. Every one. Tina Turner went into the studio before production and re-recorded all her classics. New vocals, fresh energy, perfectly synced to Bassett's movements on screen. That was the plan for Tina's voice. But Ike's voice? That was different. Laurence Fishburn sang all of Ike's parts for real, his actual voice. on the original soundtrack. No dubbing, no substitute vocalist, just Fishburn. He also studied Ike's characteristic stutter, practiced it for weeks, made it look natural and effortless, as if he'd been born with it. The commitment of both leads was extraordinary. Tina provided the voice, Bassett provided the body, Fishburn provided everything else. When you watch the performance scenes, you're seeing two actors who gave absolutely everything. Nothing was on autopilot, nothing was faked, except Bassett singing. That part was all Tina. Number 15. Tina gave Bassett her real Disco Inferno costume. Tina Turner didn't just train Angela Bassett, she dressed her. She went to her own personal storage, pulled out the original red Disco Inferno costume, the real one from actual performances, and handed it to Bassett to wear in the film. Tina also went shopping, bought blouses for Angela at Neiman Marcus for the I Might Have Been Queen sequence. Throughout production, Tina stayed in touch, called to check how Angela was doing, always encouraging, always saying she was perfect. 20 years after the film's release, they were reunited. Tina took Angela aside and said 6 words: "You played me very well. Thank you." In 2023, shortly before Tina passed away, she wrote a tribute for Bassett in Time magazine, called her perfect once more, said Angela had dived deep into her soul and found the inner Tina. Their bond lasted 30 years, almost at the end, and the best is still to come. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next, and put your city or country in the comments. I want to see how far this video is reaching. Bonus: Ike Turner was banned from set and showed up anyway. Disney made one thing very clear: Ike Turner was not welcome on this production, period. Director Brian Gibson confirmed, "I never spoke to him. I wasn't allowed to." Disney felt it wouldn't be a good idea, but Ike didn't comply. He showed up anyway, once, uninvited. The crew was filming at the Turners' old house in View Park, Los Angeles. Suddenly Ike appeared, started signing autographs, and eventually found Laurence Fishburn, the man playing him on screen. Ike studied him, asked a question: "What are you doing?" Fishburn answered, "I'm trying to be you." Ike nodded, said 4 words: "Well, do a good job." That was it. The only conversation the two ever had. Fishburn later said it was good to meet him, said that regardless of his actions, Ike was a huge part of Tina's life. The film was about him as much as about her, but Disney kept him away, and the film told Tina's truth. And those were the 15 strange facts about what's love got to do with it. A film that went in so many directions before finding the right one, that almost didn't have Fishburn, almost didn't have Bassett, and almost had nobody directing. What ended up on screen was the result of chaos, courage, and total commitment. It grossed $61 million on a budget of $15 million. Bassett won the Golden Globe, the first Black woman to win Best Actress in a musical or comedy. Both leads received Oscar nominations. This film didn't just tell a story, it created a template. It proved that Black biopics could dominate the box office. Tina Turner passed away in May 2023 at the age of 83, but her story lives on forever, simply the greatest. There was only one. If you made it this far, leave a like, subscribe, and comment on which fact surprised you most. And don't forget to suggest another film that deserves a list of strange facts. See you in the next video.